Hey, hi, and hello, welcome back to the channel today. Today I'm doing another video, talking to you because you guys really enjoyed the last one, so I thought why not do the same. So let's do it again. Today about Twitch stream teams. So as a streamer of 5 years now, I've been experiencing a lot, and I get a lot of questions about stream teams in my chat. I get them in my DMs, I get them in my Twitch chat, asking whether or not stream teams are worth it, what they are, what they do, what's the benefit, the pros, the cons, so on. So I thought I'd make a video to kind of outline and underline that, because not a lot of people seem to understand exactly what Twitch teams are, the different types of them, and whether you should be joining them or not. That's pretty much how I decide all of my videos, based on what you guys come and ask me in my chat. You're more than welcome to come and join me in my chat. There's a link in the description below. Stream 5 nights a week, Wednesday through to Sunday, 10:30 p.m. Pacific. Feel free to ask questions and all that sort of stuff and hang out with our great community. So before we get into talking about the pros and the cons, the positives and the negatives, and should you join them, why, or how do you join them, let's actually talk about what a Twitch stream team is, because not a lot of people seem to understand exactly what that is. So a Twitch team, in its basic form, is a group of streamers created typically by a partnered streamer. In some instances, it's created by Twitch for an affiliate, or someone who's not an affiliate, for like a brand or a business or something like that, but that's a rare exception there. It's 9 times out of 10 created by a partnered individual streamer. They put in a support request to Twitch and say, look, I want to make this team. Twitch will make it for them and make them the admin for it, and then they'll set it up to their liking, and typically it's a group of streamers who share common interests, goals or aspirations, and values, or communities and audiences. In my eyes, Twitch stream teams are the easiest form of networking. Now, by any means, don't take that the wrong way when I say it's easy to network. You still have to put in work, but they are the most bare bones, easiest, simplest form of networking, because it gets the ice broken and gives you a common ground with another person, which is really awesome. In case you're wondering where you find out about Twitch stream teams, if you go on to a streamer's Twitch stream, take mine for example, you have the title, you have the category they're playing and the tags underneath that, but if you go to the right of the category, there'll be a little icon and it will say team, and it will be in purple with the team. So if you then click on that, you can go and have a look who else is on the team, what the description of the team is, and so on and so forth. I'm in several teams, because there are so many different teams for so many different reasons. You on Twitch can have up to 5 Twitch stream teams, to my understanding, unless this has changed as of late. I believe partners might be an exception to this 5 stream team rule, but for the longest time that I've known it, unless it's otherwise specified, maximum of 5. Now, when I say maximum of 5, it's not like you're going to want to be joining 300 teams and every team on Twitch. That's not what you're going to want to be doing, because then you're not going to be putting in any effort to any of your teams. Yes, shockingly, joining a team requires effort, yes. So I don't recommend joining more than 3 or 4, probably. If you can handle 5 and you can put in time for all 5, go for it. So now that we've explained exactly what a Twitch stream team is, and that we've outlined it's a group of streamers brought together on a common ground kind of thing, let's talk about how you join them. So this is different for every team. Not every team is going to be the same way. There are several different styles of how you can join them. The most common Twitch stream type of joining is application. So, say, for example, you take a job or anything like that, and you put in an application, kind of like that. They'll make an application form on a Google Forms sheet or whatever, and they'll ask you, oh, what's your Twitch name? Are you Twitch partner? Are you affiliate? What do you value in your stream? How long have you been streaming? How often do you stream? That sort of thing. They'll ask you to fill out an application, and these applications will be different for every team. They're typically centered around the community values of the team and what the team wants in streamers on their team. Sorry, I'm back. My camera died. Note to self, charge my batteries in the future. I haven't charged this one for a while. So now that we talked about applications and that style of joining Twitch teams, let's talk about the different other styles of them. Let's talk about private groups. Private groups are essentially what the word describes them to be, private groups. They are groups created by streamers that are typically reserved for friends of the streamers, and, you know, in their network and in their community, and that, or sometimes in some instances it's for their subscribers. I know there are streamers who run teams for subscribers of theirs who are streamers. These aren't all too common, but I know there are a couple out there. Now, how would you go about joining that kind of team? That kind of team you'd join simply by getting to know the streamer, by networking with them, by talking them, and then them, I imagine, one day sending you some kind of invite at some point. And then lastly, the other style of team, you have organizations such as FaZe or clans like Soar or anything like that, where you have to, like, meet requirements and, play certain games or do certain tasks, submit certain things, that sort of thing would be how you go and join those styles of teams. Okay, in addition to how do you join a Twitch team, I should also clarify. When you do receive an invite, so say you put in an application or you know somebody and you put in an application and your application gets accepted and you're welcomed onto the team and you're invited to the Discord and they follow you on Twitter and all that, but you want to get onto the actual Twitch team, and you're not actually on the Twitch team by default once they send you an invite. You need to manually accept these invites. It is relatively simple to accept these invites. You just need to go into your settings and go under video and scroll to the bottom to the team section, and there should be a little pending invite section if they have invited you. If they have invited you and it's not popping up there under the pending invite section, contact someone from the team, email them, DM them on Twitter and say, look, my invite's not working, and they'll hopefully get back to you pretty quickly to get you in and sorted. Twitch can take some time to buffer it a little bit, so if you do it the moment they send you a message saying, hey, you're invited to the team, you may be best to wait an hour and a half to 2 hours for it to show up, but in most instances, it's there within 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so now with all that out of the way, let's talk about the all-important question of really why you're here today. Should you be joining a Twitch team to help you and your stream grow, network, communicate with others, branch out, do different things? Let's list out some pros and some cons as to why you should and why you shouldn't. Okay, let's start with the pros, because who doesn't like positives? Pros, as I mentioned before, they are the easiest form of networking as they get rid of the lack of common ground. If you say, you see a streamer that you like and you go, oh, I love your stream and whatnot, you don't really make friends with them, you just become a part of their community, but you're like, oh, I'd love to do a stream with you or something, and then you're trying to look for ways to do that, but it's really awkward and you don't want to do it in that way, go up and go, hey, you, I want to stream with you, while you're streaming and while they're streaming, and, that's really awkward. Joining a stream team that person is on then gets the common ground and go, oh, hey, I know you, you're in my chat, let's organize some games or something together. You have a common ground with other people then, so it opens the door and platforms yourself to greater networking, greater and deeper friendships and relationships if done correctly. Now, I will talk about a con here. In that you need to be willing to put time in to a team. If you're not willing to put time into getting to know people, putting in effort to be a part of the team and to represent the team and stuff, teams are not for you. The managers of teams, the owners of teams, and the other members of teams are all in this together. They're not in it for sole benefit. There will be people who are in it for sole benefit, but it's pretty evident pretty quickly to identify who exactly is in it for sole benefit and not for the greater good of the whole. Now, there's nothing wrong with joining a team to wanting to move yourself up in the world. There's nothing wrong with that, but you do need to give a little back sometimes. So, if you get hosted by teammates on your team, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go and give a host back or something, return the favor, really build a deep relationship with someone from a team or multiple people from the team ideally. Another pro that we should talk about is it gives an element of, professionalism with being on a team. Not all teams. Obviously, you got to be a little choosy as to what teams is going to give you that element of professionalism. Sorry, the lighting's changing. It's the middle of spring, so and the sun's beaming down today. So when I say professionalism, I do refer to it in that notch in the belt kind of system. Like a championship ring or whatever. Not on that kind of level. Championship ring would probably be more so a Twitch partner if you really wanted to get into it. But it's a nice accolade to have for people to come into your chat and go, oh, okay, you're a safe space. You're a professional Fortnite player. You're an inclusive community, etc. You get the point of what I'm saying. These teams that especially if they're well known within the community, will give you that reputation as well, and that's really good for your brand. Now, this can also be a con as well if the team and your ideals and values don't line up, don't mesh up. It's not going to gel well, because if they're posting something on social media that you don't agree with and you think is going to negatively affect you, it's most likely going to negatively affect you. And the same goes both ways. If a team member posts something really not in line with their ideals, it reflects negatively on the team itself as well. But I wouldn't be too concerned about it, and I wouldn't let that kind of like stop you, you know. Now, the pro is the opening for collaboration. As I mentioned before, it's the easiest form of networking, so easiest form of networking opens the door to collaboration, working with other streamers, doing and creating really awesome and exciting things. Whether you want to play an Among Us game night, or you want to do a Fall Guys game night, or whatever you want to do, you can do it, because you'll have that free reign to do what you like when you've got streamer friends that you actually know and you actually have a good friendship and bond with through your Twitch team. Con is there is an expectation of you to put in some work. Obviously, that's not going to be for everybody. If you're a very busy person, I wouldn't join a team, because most teams will expect you to do something for the team and to, you know, talk to them, engage with them, give them feedback, anything along those lines, so that way they can help you grow and help the team prosper as well. Now, I want to give you a little disclaimer really quickly, because I've seen some teams out there in the past that are not really good for anybody to join and that nobody should be joining. When you put in an application for a team, make sure you read what they're asking of you and what they're asking you to commit to. When you are signing up for an application, make sure you understand what they want from you in return from joining the team. There are some teams that want basically nothing. They just want you to talk to other people. They want you to host team members or something along those lines. Make sure you know what they want in return. Be aware, there are teams out there that are just flat out scams and that are going to try and use you and abuse you to make more money and to grow the creators at the top of the team, the ones that run it or whatever. Depending how long you've been around, you may or may not have heard of a little team or community called Royale Streamers, Royale Premier, or anything along those lines. This was a giant pyramid scheme, essentially, where the owners of the team basically data mined and data scraped all of the streams on their teams, and they were taking data from and chat logs from the people that were in chat, and, you know, using it to advertise things and to sell data to companies and so on. There is a lot of data, and I do recommend you probably do some research into Royale Streamers just so you know about the risks and such. Royale Streamers are not necessarily the only one on this rule that can be applied to a scam. There are a lot of teams out there, and that's why I think it's important for you to look at Royale Streamers and to understand. I've seen teams where they want to have entire control over your content. They want to tell you and dictate what you want to do, how you're going to do it, who you can play with, what you can say on social media, etc., etc. And that's not good for you, because the number one and most important thing that you need to have in order to be a broadcaster is creative freedom. If you don't have creative freedom, you may as well give up. And if someone else is running creative freedom that you haven't put in that position or told them to be, or you're paying them to be in that position, back the hell away. Don't get involved in it. So overall, Twitch teams are really, really awesome, and I think you should probably look into it and see whether or not and determine if it's right for you. I've been a part of a dozen stream teams by now. I've been a part of a lot of teams. Teams that were successful, teams that were not, teams that are no longer around, unfortunately, teams that I've left for various reasons. And it really depends on the person as to whether or not a team is right for you. If you're someone, as I mentioned before, who doesn't have a lot of time on their hands and isn't very interested in associating with others, then teams are probably not going to be for you. Whereas if you're wanting to find streamers who are of similar values, similar community goals and aspirations and things of that nature, teams are probably going to be for you. That's why I've been joining a lot of teams, wanting to meet new people, wanting to, you know, explore different opportunities, because as well, I neglected to mention this as well, some teams that are a little more advanced than other teams will have business connections, will have insider industry connections to get you game deals, to get you early codes to games, to get you sponsorships and such and so forth. This is not going to be the vast majority of stream teams. There will be a lot of stream teams that will be like that, but it's not going to be the vast majority of them. We're talking here, when we're talking about brand deals and sponsorships and stuff, we're talking about the higher order, more advanced, longer serving stream teams that are a little harder to get into. That's going to do me for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, and maybe it gave you the courage to put in an application to the stream team you were looking at, or maybe potentially even inquiring about a group one or anything along those lines of what we kind of discussed in this video. If you have any other questions or comments or concerns about stream teams, feel free to leave them in the comment section below this video. I'll be more than happy to reply and do my best to help you out as best as I can, and maybe the community could help you out too if they know something that I don't. As well, feel free to drop by my Twitch chat, stream Wednesday to Sunday, 10:30 PM Pacific, to ask questions, give suggestions for future videos, because I get all my best suggestions from little old you watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. I make all sorts of content here on a weekly basis, about every Tuesday or Wednesday, typically to do with Twitch news and things like this, gaming and tech and lifestyle content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, night, morning, or evening, or time zone. And until next time, bye-bye.